Hey guys, welcome back to We Watched the Movie. I'm Mike, and he's Jay, and this is our review, spoiler review of Iron Man 3. This is where we're going to let all the stuff go. If you have not watched Iron Man 3 yet, turn this shit off now because you don't want to have it ruined for you. It's going to be like, we're just going to do it informal and just fucking rock through it. Informal.
It's going to be
I like your bum bum down.
Why are you talking to me, Snow?
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah.
I'm gonna start this off with a bang, dude. What the fuck were you guys thinking with the Mandarin? Why did you do that?
Oh my god, yeah, let's just go right into that shit. So everything's awesome, and then all of a sudden, right in the middle of the movie, which is pretty much where we'll pick off this, or start off this freaking spoiler review, you drop the bomb on us.
Drop the bomb on me.
Drop the bomb on me. All this shit in the trailers where you're like, yeah, the Mandarin is the bad guy. It's Ben Kingsley. That's your villain in the trailers. You've thrown it down our freaking throats. This is what's going to happen. You got us all excited about it. We finally meet Ben Kingsley, and he's coming out of the bathroom in a fucking robe with two hookers in the bed going, I wouldn't go in there for about 20 minutes or so.
Yeah,
and it was funny, but are you kidding?
So they basically made the arch nemesis of Iron Man a freaking joke. Like, I was telling Mike and them in the car, I was like, you know, this is like taking Joker and making Ronald McDonald. Like, it was just like, I sell hamburgers. I don't fucking kill anybody. It's like, this is fucking Mandarin and you made him a complete British twat. Like, I was like, dude, seriously, like, I was pissed. I was like, I didn't like, I did it out loud. I was like, in my head, I was like, fuck. And I was like, out loud, I was like, oh. I was just so pissed off.
Yeah, it's like, hey, cool twist, guys, you got us. Fuck you.
I know. I was like, suck my repulsor ray. Seriously?
Where do you get those wonderful toys?
I don't know. But you know, I don't read Iron Man comic books like, you know, exclusively. I don't know all about him, but I know for a fact that Mandarin is like a huge freaking villain for Iron Man, and they just completely, like, all right, let's just make him a complete and utter failure.
Everything was going so great when it felt when Tony Stark challenges him through the press. That was such a great scene.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll leave my door unlocked. It was so cool. And then he comes there and they blow all this shit up and everything's so awesome. And it's like, this is so cool. This is setting up an awesome revenge. And then you go in there and you guys are like, oh, we're going to fuck with everybody and we're going to drop this big twist and we're going to be cute about it. No! Just why don't you just keep it going?
Mandarin came off like a big nasty slob. He just came off like a rip-off Johnny Depp from Blow.
Yeah,
like I'm just lazy. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, of course, he's funny or whatever, but you don't do that to us, guys. Don't get us to pay tickets to go see a movie that we think we're going to see, and then just completely take out a central freaking character.
You know, they really misled people on these trailers. That's the one thing I was thinking when I was watching, especially when that scene came on. They just made a complete joke of the Mandarin. In the trailers, you really think it was going to be like a dark, gritty kind of Iron Man story, and you're like, oh shit, you know, this is going to happen. And then all of a sudden you get in there and you're like, what the? This is like Disney?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I know it is Disney, but it's like really Disney.
Yeah, and if they hadn't have done that, I'd been alright with it not being such a dark movie, because I'm not a Nolanite. I did not want to see The Dark Knight Rises, but it did seem like such a cool storyline with the post-traumatic stress, and then you got this badass, just like mean freaking villain coming in, who is a central character in Iron Man, and then you just say, oh, that doesn't exist.
And that's another thing. I'll talk about the post-traumatic stuff too, like the PTSD part of it, where he was like having flashbacks of the Avengers and like what happened with the wormhole and the aliens and stuff, and basically realizing that he's just one man and there's all these other superpower and superhuman things going on around him. Like, they could have built on that. They could have like had him really fucked up. And they did it. They did it first. They kind of started doing, but then he got back to his own quippy ways. Yeah. He was just like, oh, okay. They just like they didn't do much with it. They focus on it for a second, and then they go over here to Guy Pearce. And Guy Pearce in this movie, he's just there. Like,
yeah, like you've got Guy Pearce. If you saw the villain he was in Lawless, you know what kind of villain Guy Pearce could be. And I'm thinking Ben Kingsley and Guy Pearce, like, these are going to be the most epic villains ever, and neither of them were, because they screwed Ben Kingsley over. He could have had a great role here. They screwed him over, and then Guy Pearce was just like, he kind of looks like Val Kilmer, like you were saying, and Val Kilmer could have played his role, because it's not Guy Pearce's fault. He doesn't do anything wrong. There wasn't enough depth into him, and they try to dig all this, like, he comes out in the beginning, and it's the exact same story from Batman Forever.
He's the Riddler. Dude. Exactly, he is the Riddler.
He comes out, he's like, oh, I'm a big dork, and then oh, I'm mad because you didn't buy my shit or whatever, and then he comes back out, and like, all of a sudden, and I'll skip ahead a little bit here, we'll go back, but then all of a sudden, like, after all this shit happens, at the very end of the movie, he's like, by the way, I'm the Mandarin, and then he's dead.
That was so stupid, guys. I mean, it was so friggin' like, what? I was just like, are you serious? You're gonna throw that cheese fest at me?
You've got a whole bunch of freaking Human Torches flying around, basically.
That was exactly, yeah, oh my god, dude. You cannot, like, everybody's burning. Everybody's, like, fucking doing the burn.
Like, but what pisses me off is that you've got to throw that line in at the end. Like, it's like they were like, this is really going to piss people off. Okay, say that you're the Mandarin so that they don't feel cheated or whatever. Because at the very end, you've got Guy Pearce and he's like, oh, I'm the Mandarin. And then 2 seconds later, he gets blown up by Pepper Potts. She's a badass, it's cool or whatever, but it's an Iron Man movie. Iron Man should be the one to take out the villain at the end, not Pepper frickin' Potts.
You know what it is, man? First off, towards the end, when you think Pepper Potts has died, everybody's like, what the shit has just happened here? Yeah. And then when she comes back, she's got superhuman powers, and she's like blasting people with repulsor rays and stupid shit like that. It's like,
which, I mean, they explained it because...
No, they explained it, but I'm like, dude, are you freaking... I don't know, I didn't know what to think anymore. I was just like, this is kind of stupid. I just...
It's almost like you expected the credits to come up and be like, next up, Pepper Potts, the origin story.
And let's talk about Roddy Rhodes. Yeah,
Roddy Rhodes?
I call him Roddy. Roddy Piper. Rhodey. War Machine. They make him the Iron Patriot. If you read the comic books at all, you know Norman Osborn is the Iron Patriot. And it's a cool costume or whatever, but I would have just rather seen the fucking War Machine. Don't put all the sparkles and shit on him, and then he was barely in the movie. War Machine was barely in this movie.
War Machine was barely in it, like, as the Iron Patriot. He had a big part at the end where he was just...
No, he came back.
Where he was just Don Cheadle. Like, he had some cool, like... But it was... And there was a big part of the movie where Robert Downey Jr. was just like... He was like an action star.
That's what I mean. Dude,
it wasn't Iron Man.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Yeah, there's a scene where Don Cheadle and him, like, reunite, and they're, like, doing, like, they're in a whole, like... It's like Lethal Weapon. It's like... He's like Mel Gibson, and the other guy's like Danny Glover. Like, they're running around, like, in crates, and she's like, we gotta go find out. It's like, if you basically started your whole thing... Marvel Studios started this whole great thing with Iron Man, and they kept true to the comic books.
Yeah.
And everything's going great. Thor, Captain America, the Avengers, all that stuff is pretty much... It's pretty good through the comic books. And then Iron Man 2 even. Then you get to this, and it's like, well, you can just go crazy. Go nuts.
Yeah.
Go nuts, go ape shit. You should be even lucky that I showed up to this fake shit. You know, it's... You know, it's just like, I was just like, they discounted every fan that they had, and they were like, we're gonna make our own movie. And like, I was watching this movie, and I was like, yeah, this is totally fucking off key. And then I saw Shane Black directed, which I didn't know, and I'm like, that makes total sense.
Yeah, because...
I mean, even Happy Hogan, like, I mean, John Favreau's in it, but you know, Happy Hogan's not even in it. Like, that's why in our non-spoiler review, I talk about isolationism. It's like, it felt like isolated. That's what I'm talking about. There was like, it just felt like there was nobody
John
there.
Favreau should have directed this movie.
That's exactly, yeah, John Favreau should have definitely.
And, like, as soon as these people come on with their fire powers, I was just like,
yeah,
whatever, or like, all right, let's get back to the Mandarin.
And even
then later on, you found out the Mandarin doesn't even exist.
There's a scene where Guy Pearce,
pretty much,
Don Cheadle says, "You the only way I'm going to get out of this armor is if you pry me out of it, my cold dead body or whatever." So they take him, they hook him up, and then Guy Pearce comes in there, puts his hand on his sternum, and like it starts lighting him up, you know, with his fire powers. He's like, "You going to come out yet?" Like it was just cheesy, man.
He's like, "I'm going to touch your belly until it gets hot."
Is your tummy on fire? You know, it was just like, well...
Did you eat some bad Indian food?
And you can see John go, oh shit. Like, it's hot. I mean, I don't know, man. It just felt so Disney-fied.
It's so... This movie lost its way halfway through. And it was... Dude, it was a 10 out of 10 for me in the first act.
Yeah.
He's like, I know you're mad at me. I know. I'm sorry, honey. Oh, it is Christmas. I'm just going to blow up all my shit that I built to protect us and the world.
Yeah.
Just to make some fireworks for Christmas. What the freaking what?
Are you serious? Like, dude, I was like, you just blew up everything that meant something to me.
It's like they made 90% of the movie, and they're like, we're just making another Iron Man sequel, just a cool Iron Man sequel. And 90% of the movie, somebody was like, this is going to be the last Iron Man.
That had to be.
So can you go ahead and wrap up this huge freaking series in 5 minutes?
How does it work, though, that somebody said, okay, we've got to completely shut down Iron Man. Iron Man is done. Robert Downey Jr. is not coming back. But yet, Robert Downey Jr.'s contract doesn't expire until Avengers 2.
Yeah, and it seems like they ended Iron Man.
And that's not until, like, what, 2015?
Yeah.
So how the fuck do you kill off Iron Man? Or you killed, you know what I'm going to say? You killed Iron Man. You killed the suits. You didn't kill Robert Downey, you killed Iron Man.
Yeah, which, I mean, obviously your thought as a fan is that, okay, well, I mean, he can just build new ones. I mean, he can.
He could, yeah.
He can just build new ones, and he even says something to that effect. But why? Number one, just why? What was the point of him exploding all of his armor that he built in the air? Like, why? And then, so he explodes all of his own shit, and it's just like, well, that was all so pointless.
It was like he did it because his chick was mad.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want you doing that anymore, Tony. He's like, all right, good.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, in the very next scene, they're like, there's like a 3-minute wrap-up of the entire Iron Man series.
You know what? It almost felt like at the end of the movie, because all that crap had happened where he had like blown up all his armor, he had taken the shrapnel out of his chest, which are fine, and he didn't need this little centerpiece anymore. it was like they were trying to show you that it was wrapped up, but then it was so closed down, like, all right, this is it, this is over, that after the credits roll, it says Tony Stark will be back.
Yeah.
As Iron Man. It was like that. It was like that final.
It's like what are you trying to do? It's like the movie changed his mind 10 times.
I know.
Like, so yeah, they show him getting the shrapnel taken out. And then he's got the thing, and then he walks out on that bridge, and he throws away the chess piece, right?
Yeah, in the water, yeah.
Yeah, he throws it away, and it's like, okay, well, I'm sitting here, and I'm thinking, this cannot be the end.
But then at the end, you hear that narration, he goes, Tony Stark or Robert Downey Jr. is talking, he's like, I am Iron Man. Like, what the frig are you talking about, dude? You just blew up all your armor and you took out your chest piece and act like you're done.
Well, yeah, and as a fan, I'm thinking, this can't be the end. What am I missing here? And then I thought, okay, maybe the whole thing with the extremist stuff, and like I said, we're not huge comic book, like, Jay reads comic books, I'm into comic books and stuff like that, but we're not experts.
I'm not a huge Iron
We're not
Man.
pretending to be experts, just so we got that clear. But what I'm thinking is maybe since he has the extremist stuff now, he's got a way to be Iron Man without the chest piece.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, he does, and that's from what I remember from the comics, and I mean if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but he did. Yeah, he could just call it to him, like it's like a part of him. Like I was totally let down on the bad guy fight sequence end. Like the big final showdown between him and Guy Pearce.
I thought that was okay.
It was alright, but I mean, he died with an explosion. He got his armor put on him, and he fucking blew up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he got blown up, and he came out alive.
Well, yeah, he comes back. Yeah, he comes out alive from a giant explosion.
Yeah, and then he got blown up
and then
again.
a smaller explosion apparently kills him.
I don't know.
You've got the very last scene, right? After the credits, which you wait for like 10 minutes of credits, and in all the other Marvel movies, it seems like Shane Black didn't realize he was making a Marvel movie. Like, and in all the other Marvel movies, you get a hint at a future movie, you get a shot of something cool, and this one it's just a comedy scene with him talking to Mark
Bruce
Ruffalo.
Banner. Yeah, you know what? And that could be the very fact that they're done. He's done with Iron Man. Because they didn't show him doing anything else.
That's heartbreaking.
It really is, but I mean, if you got to think about it though, I mean, in Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2, there was always leading up to something else. And this one, it was pretty much him just talking about his problem with Bruce Banner, and Bruce Banner was like, I don't want to talk about this because I'm not that kind of doctor, my temperament. But it was like, it wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
So maybe that was what they were saying, it's done.
I don't know.
And then even after the end, it was like Tony Stark will come back for Iron Man, or we'll be back as Iron Man.
Yeah, it's like they're like, okay, we're making a regular sequel, and then at the end, someone was like, oh, this has got to be the last one, by the way, so wrap everything up, and they were like, okay, but then after they did that, they were like, oh, by the way, it's coming back. It's like, what are you trying to say?
What I don't get though is they're saying that all right, so in Avengers 2, in reality, Robert Downey Jr.'s contract expires in Avengers 2. After the movie, it's done. He's done as Iron Man. He doesn't have to come back anymore. They don't have to sign him, or he doesn't want to be a part of it. So are they saying that once he's done with Avengers 2, they're still going to keep the character of Tony Stark and just recast him?
I don't know.
For Iron Man 4?
Not only that, but the way they ended this, I mean, is Iron Man even going to lead the Avengers in Avengers 2?
I thought Captain America would lead the Avengers.
What? Well, he was the main. He led.
He led. But you have him on your shirt.
But I'm saying Iron Man was like the main focus of it, though. Are you gonna have like you said? I mean, is he just gonna be like in a supervisory role?
That's what I thought. Like that's the only thing I think of. Like, maybe they bring Tony Stark back as a consultant, and maybe he says, "Well, I can't do this anymore, so I'm gonna bring War Machine on as my replacement."
No.
And then then they go back and they wait a few years, and then they reboot, or not reboot, but do a sequel to Iron. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he gets lost in a time dimension. And he comes back younger, and they cast him younger. Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's movies, but I really just don't think they gave it justice. If that was going to be the last Iron Man movie, that was supposed to be your last. That was your swan song. Iron Man 3 was it. Like as far as Robert Downey Jr., he's done. I think it could have been done a lot better.
Yeah.
Like they just
could have been way more epic.
They just threw these villains out there, and they just said, "Here's this," and I know you guys just want to see Iron Man, so here you go. Here's fucking Iron Man, and let's just take down some stupid villains. But it's freaking Mandarin, and you act like he's like a nothing.
Yeah, I know. And so bottom line, guys, the special effects in this are spectacular.
Yeah, they're great.
As a movie, a standalone movie, it's a great movie. It was fun to watch. Robert Downey Jr. is amazing. Every freaking thing he does as Tony Stark is amazing. And I enjoyed watching the movie. As a comic book fan, though, as straight up comic books and like Marvel fan, this gives me like it's like a 4.0 for what they did with this story. The movie overall, I gave it an 8.0. I give it an 8.0. It was still a great movie, but I just think story wise, they just fucked Iron Man.
Oh, they did. You know what? I would say I don't want to rag on too much on Robert Downey Jr., but to me, even his character in this, because maybe it was because of the script or it wasn't Jon Favreau. Tony Stark has always been kind of like an asshole, but he's not been like that asshole. Like he's never been like that. I'm gonna beat your ass because I'm cool. Like he was just like that, like kind of lovable asshole. And this sometimes he came off as just a pure asshole. Like when he was talking to that kid, he's like, his kid was talking about his dad. He was like, well, everybody's dad leaves, don't be a pussy. You know, just like that.
Which I mean was funny, but at the
it was
same
funny,
time,
but
it almost made them. It's almost like they were wanting to tell us he's done with this now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And it just didn't. Sometimes it felt like Robert Downey was like. I'm not saying Robert Downey's not a great actor, but sometimes it's like I'm kind of taking my foot off the pedal here. I'm just not going full force into. He still did a great job with Tony Stark. It just felt like he was just so. His character was different from Iron Man 1 and 2, and that could go into the PTSD. Maybe he had changed. Maybe he was different. Maybe he was more hard-edged than he used to be. I don't know.
I have rose-colored glasses on for Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, so I mean, I thought it was perfect. But I mean, I see where you're coming from.
But yeah, as far as a Marvel movie goes, I would say if you're a Marvel fan, if you're a hardliner or Marvel fan, you're going to be really fucking.
It's going to piss you off, but it's still a good movie, guys. Just like as a movie, like forget like all the stuff that makes you mad. As a movie, if you knew nothing about it and you were watching it, it is a good movie.
It's still fun. The only thing is, I will say this: the overall stretch of the plot is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it is. I mean, I came out of the theater and I was like, you're thinking about it, you're like, that plot was really stupid.
Halfway through, they had gold. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then they just were like, let's fuck everything up.
Well, I mean, overall, though, is your feeling saying that you were happy with the results or you were disappointed with the results? Or you were like...
I was impressed by the results and really angered by the results.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an impressive movie. But But as far as Iron Man's story, it was garbage. As an Iron Man movie, it was garbage. As a movie, it was fantastic.
It started impressively and it ended like shit.
Yeah. So
turn the toilet.
That's that. But guys, the question of the day is: what did you guys think of the spoilers? Were you shocked? What was your whole take on it? Just let us know about the whole take and what do you guys think they're gonna do now? What do you think is the next step for the movie?
Yeah, Orphan's in the winter now. We don't even know where we're supposed to go.
Shit.
Like, I mean, seriously, I know we're getting ready to leave, but dude, it's freaking Iron Man.
I know.
Like, it's like apparently over. Like they're saying it's done. It's over. It's done. Like Robert Downey's not coming back. Like basically they said.
I'm getting that feeling. I mean,
like he's just done.
Yeah.
Like what do you do? I mean, are you gonna do an Iron Man 4? You're not gonna do a sequel requel. You're not gonna or a requel prequel. I mean if they reboot Iron Man, what the fuck? Are you kidding me?
I have no idea what they're gonna do. I'm like you said, I'm an orphan in the woods.
It's scary.
Lost and alone.
It's scary. Are you guys scared? Hold my hand.
I'm Mike EJ. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.